Today, I am walking through Exarchia, not to give you a tour of the neighborhood, but because I'm coming to look at the street art. A lot of Exarchia has a lot of graffiti, not street art, but there are some hidden gems in this neighborhood that I'm going to seek out. This piece is by the artist Sankey, and you will see his pieces all over Athens, especially in Exarchia, and they have this sort of black and white style, mostly featuring this woman. Sometimes there'll be a pop of color like red. I'm gonna walk up to Exarchia Square, show you a little bit around there, see if I can find some of these pieces. I have a map that shows a bunch of them, but it doesn't say which one is which, it just says where they are. It isn't very helpful, actually. Exarchia sometimes gets a bad rap for the anarchists that live in the neighborhood, but it's pretty generally a fun place to hang out. There are lots of cool bars and restaurants here in Exarchia Square, and as you have already seen, there's lots of graffiti, but there's also lots and lots of street art, and some of the most famous pieces in Athens are located here in Exarchia. Some of the artists include Wild Drawings, Eno, and Sankey, the artists I showed you earlier. And while the pieces are well known, their locations are not, so I'm gonna have to go on a little bit of a hunt. Sometimes you don't even know what these pieces are called because while they may have names, they're not necessarily on the piece. So you have to go look them up on the internet to find out what the pieces are called. And you might get lucky and figure out where they're located, but not always. This one's really cool, the zombie. Let's see, the problem is motorbikes covering all of this. Wild Drawing is a street artist from Indonesia who frequently comes to Greece. But he doesn't only just have pieces here in Athens, he also has pieces in Naxos, which are pretty incredible. Alright, I found one of the Wild Drawing ones. It's in this abandoned building. The street sort of intrigued me because I was like, oh, I see more graffiti this way, and that's when I found it. So that it says over there, dedicated to the poor and homeless here and around the globe. It's quite large. Don't worry, I'm going to have all of the addresses listed in a blog post at some point, and I'll put it down below. Very cool. Quite large. Unfortunately, some of it's been covered by other graffiti. It's still very cool. And one of the other Wild Drawings is just around the corner from the other one, so that's kind of cool. This is the street that I normally walk down when I come from Kolonaki to Exarchia. But I wanted to kind of see it from a different direction this way. I'm not going to walk home this way because I have to walk up the hill, so I'm going to go back down to Solinos. But yeah, that's it. So I found two cool ones kind of next to each other, although this one over here on the right is actually the outside of a bookstore, and then next to it is this one, and there's some up on the walls around it. Very cool. This piece is called Wake Up, and it's by the artist Eno. It was done in 2014. Even though Eno is a Athens-based street artist, he has pieces all over the world, including Brazil, Iceland, Belarus, Spain, and Cyprus. So you can see you kind of need to walk down this way in a specific way to see this piece. Pretty cool. I bet if you stood at the right angle you would see her whole face. And then, on the other side, there's a very cool piece over there. There is only one piece of street art that I know of in Kolonaki. It's this very large piece over here in front of this parking lot. It's called No Signal. It's huge. It must have taken forever to do. We're now over in Psyrri. This piece is by Vasmou, who is also another Greek, Athens-based street artist. As you can see, his style is very recognizable, and you will probably see his pieces all over Athens. There is another piece across the square, but I could not figure out who it was by. It might also be by Vasmou, but I wasn't sure. As you can see, Psyrri is a lot like Exarchia, filled with graffiti. And it's so quiet. Can't believe how quiet it is down here. This is another piece by Eno. His style has changed a bit over the years, and now most of his pieces feature this blue element somewhere in the piece. This is called Apocalypse Now. It's not too far from the Monastiraki metro station. Hey guys, I am back in Psyrri today to look at more street art, and I found a gem that I didn't even know about. These giant fish. So Psyrri Square is just up that way. You walk down and there it is. Can't see all of it because of this fence, but it's very cool. Now I'm over by the Central Market in Athens, and several buildings around here feature large-scale pieces, but I couldn't find the names of the artists or the works on any of them. The important thing in this area is to look up, because some of the buildings are really high over here and you won't see them unless you're looking for them. I've yet again found another wall drawing piece, along with many other artists. You can recognize wall drawing pieces because he always has that WD that you see down by the woman's face on the right-hand side. This area is heavily covered in graffiti and street art. Most of these artists I could not identify as well, but it's definitely a cool place to walk around. This area of Psyrri might be considered a no-go zone for some people, but if you go during the day, it's perfectly fine to walk around. It's not very far from that main square of Psyrri. I found another wild drawing. I actually wasn't even looking for this one. I didn't think this one was in Psyrri. It's unfortunate because I think it used to be a lot larger than just the face and the hands, but as you can see, it's been covered up by other people. What I really liked was walking around Psyrri and just seeing the variety that there was. This is the case all over Athens. You're going to see really elaborate pieces, you're going to see really simple pieces, but if you enjoy street art, it's definitely a great city to find it in. And I really enjoyed finding these pieces and seeing the new ones that have come out in the last year. That's the thing about street art, it changes all the time. I hope you guys enjoyed all of this street art around these two neighborhoods. I will be doing the other neighborhoods in the future, so stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see more of this amazing Athens street art. And I'll see you guys in the next video.